There's been a lot of propaganda in the mainstream media regarding the water protectors at Standing Rock. Allegations that they rioted, allegations that they've been violent or that they're destructing private property. But the reality is that a lot of these water protectors have been peaceful and they've been met with a great deal of violence. In fact, we have one of many examples for you. It is a Native American woman who had been struck by tear gas, a tear gas canister. And she was also shot in the leg with a rubber bullet before being pulled from a bridge by other protesters. Now, Jordan Sheridan spoke to her and got some more details about what happened to her. The update to this story is that she unfortunately lost complete eyesight in one of her eyes, the eye that was struck as a result of her being part of this protest. Take a look.
From your point of view, you were on that bridge on November 20th, freezing water being shot.
Actually, no. I got taken out within the first 30 minutes. I am dispatched for Kitchita. They took me out within the first 30 minutes. They actually pointed a cannon at my head, shooting 5 or 6 rounds that I remember from my sight, while they barreled to my face, and one actually hit my eye, and I embraced that pain. But actually, no, I was taken out very early, probably within 30 minutes of that 6-hour battle that night. Of course, of war crimes, and war tactics, you take out your information hub first. And there, we got witnesses pointing me out from the officers, which they did a good job of that.
And the tear gas canisters were shot pretty much point blank range near you.
Yes, 15 feet maybe in front of me, straight directly at my head. I got a headshot. I had like about this much room before they would actually hit my temple. I would have been dead today, which I'm so grateful I'm not, because I do have 4 children at home.
So you said the first 72 hours was critical, where if you would have got the proper health care, they could have somehow saved your retina. Can you explain that?
I'll never see again. It took too many days. I fell through the cracks of our system. And that's why I'm standing here now. I know this is a bigger battle. I came here to save the water in the Mini Wachoni, which I hope we did. I don't know where they're relocating this. All the things that went out yesterday, I'm not too sure about these things. I think they're ploy tactics to try to chase off of our vets that are here. But when it comes to our Native American health insurance and our state health insurance as Arizona Medicaid, I did not get the treatment and everything that I needed to save my eye in 72 hours. I'll never see again. Those are the windows to your soul. It's just everything. Your eye is everything. I would have lost an arm over any day over my eye.
By the way, she talked about healthcare a little bit there, but another issue was that they didn't allow ambulance or medics to be there. So there were a lot of volunteer medics that, courageously donated their time and their resources to help water protectors who were injured as a result of the brutality that they faced.
Governor Dalrymple, or we're calling him Governor Dapple, pretended that he cared about the safety of the water protectors and said, oh, that's why I'd like to evict them all from their camp, because I'm worried about their safety in the middle of winter. Doesn't look like your guys were concerned about their safety when they were firing tear gas canisters at these people from 15 feet away. So, that girl who almost lost her arm, now you got somebody who lost their sight. And these water protectors have been peaceful and prayerful throughout. 2,000 veterans showed up, peaceful, prayerful, and they made very, very clear, do not bring weapons. If you do, you're all, veterans, and, a lot of you have got weapons at home. We understand that. But if you bring them, you're not part of us, okay? So it's been completely peaceful throughout on the protector's side, and then they've been met with state violence. And in this case, it's almost like the literal parable of an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. So, and in this case, luckily, the protesters, whether it's the water protectors or Native Americans or the environmentalists or the veterans, they did not do an eye for an eye. So their eye got taken, but they stood strong, and they never resorted to violence.
I want to make a comment about state violence and how, when it comes to the issue of our Second Amendment rights, one of the biggest arguments in favor of laxed gun laws is that these weapons give us the ability to protect ourselves against the government, right? And in this case, there were no weapons. This was a peaceful protest. They emphasized repeatedly that they did not want to use any type of violent force against anyone in this case. The water protectors said that. But juxtapose this to the story of, those ranchers that actually did have weapons and did threaten the lives of individuals, and how much they threatened the lives of police officials, right? And think about how much support they got, even though they did threaten to use violence while they were doing their protest. That's okay. But in this case, you have right-wingers talking about how these water protectors are violent. And there were no weapons. There's no sign of them being violent or causing any damage. It's just interesting to see that double standard, right? And so I don't know. So which one is it, right? Do you want people to be armed to protect themselves, from the big bad government, or is it only certain people that fit a certain demographic and fight for certain things that you want to have these weapons?
If those water protectors had weapons, do you have any idea how quickly they would have been annihilated? You think they would have waited 43 days like they did at the Bundy Ranch? They would have steamrolled them. They would have rolled those Humvees right over them. But they didn't have weapons. So, and those veterans don't have weapons. So, and you know what? I've told you this 1,000 times. Nonviolence is the correct path, not only because it is more moral, and that is enormously important, but it's also because it works better. So yeah, those Bundy Ranch guys, they took over a thing for, over a month. And every time I think about how they were let go, it's maddening. I cannot believe they got away with it. But at the end of the day, what are they going to accomplish? They wanted to not pay their fair share originally on the first Bundy conflict. And basically they take a little bit from all of us to be able to graze on our land and not pay their fair share. That's their big cause. And what are they going to, they're not going to accomplish anything. Whereas these guys are actually trying to save the water, and I don't want to be too grandiose, but the planet, because these fossil fuels are killing us. It's leading to climate change. It is endangering all of us. And these guys are peacefully fighting back against it. I think it's a testament to the best of America. We need independent media to make sure that we hold corporate media accountable. The people that can make that happen is you. You make the Young Turks possible. tytnetwork.com/join. Join us. Be the revolution.